ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, collectors of all ages. It is Aussieverse, and we are back. This is your home of comics, music, and wrestling, and so much more. I am OmniBeau. I apologise. I don't know when we're actually putting this out, but I'm still sick, so apologies for the voice. OmniBeau here, joined by the Sharif and Byron Zemo. How are you guys?
Very good.
Sick.
Not sick. Okay, good. You know who else I hope is not sick? It is our for-lifers. Thank you very much to these people that have joined, continue to join, and stick with Aussieverse with a little small paid subscription that gives you a few perks. If you want to support Aussieverse, the best way to do so is just by subscribing to the channel. We want to also thank Ethan Fox for being our newest for-lifer. And we are proudly sponsored by Comic Bookaroo. A word from them a little bit later. Sharif, what are we doing today?
We are doing a what we've read for the month of August. If you're watching this in the future, it's the year 2025. Exciting times.
Byron, how much stuff do you have to talk about tonight?
I've got a good stack.
Okay, all right. Well, I don't remember the last time Sharif went first for anything, so let's bring it up with Sharif. Sharif, do you have anything to show, or are you just going to be talking? Because I don't have anything to show.
I've got a couple of books out there.
Okay, sweet. Then we'll put you big.
All right. Okay. So, I've gotten a little flag for having books in my room, but still borrowing stuff from the library to read. And two of these are from the library. Just because I don't have these. All right. So the first one is the new champion of Shazam. So this collects the 4-issue miniseries plus some material from the Lazarus Planet, which is collected right at the end. It tells the story of okay, so this picks up after the events of the previous series of Shazam, where all of the Shazam family, spoilers, have lost their powers. They're no longer the Shazam family, mainly because Billy Batson has sacrificed himself to be captured in the Rock of Eternity. And this story picks up from that event, and Mary has successfully gotten into a college of her dreams. She's moving out of the family home, and as soon as she gets to her dorm room, shit starts to hit the fan in terms of magical creatures coming, and the first magical creature that she came across is Hoppy, her roommate's bunny, which Billy from the Rock of Eternity zapped him with some power. And he said, "Oh, you know what? You're the new champion of Shazam right now." So she has all of Shazam's powers, and because they're not sharing with all the family members, so she's 100% level at 100% level.
Is it like a serious story or with a bit of humor, or is it completely like Deadpool, like weird?
Okay, so it's a little bit of Batman in terms of she goes into investigative mode because a few people on and off campus around where she lives are starting to disappear, and then to the point where her foster parents also disappeared, and she went on detective mode trying to find out where they went, how they were captured, and all that. And then eventually in issue 4, she finds out who actually is behind all of it, and this person shares the last name of an arch nemesis. So it's a family affair.
Okay.
Quick read, a little light, but it's all right. It's all right. All right. On to the second book. Okay, so this is a series that is currently at about issue 3640 as of current recording, and I've always wanted to dip my toes into reading what it's all about. So I've picked up Poison Ivy Volume 1.
Oh wow!
The-
That cover looks mad.
Yeah, the virtuous
I've heard
cycle.
this is very good.
Okay. Uh, all I'm gonna say is that there is a lot of backstory that happened before issue 1, which I wasn't privy of. So issue 1 was totally because um, Ivy lost her powers. She feels like a nobody, and then I've got questions as to how she lost her powers, what happened before. Fortunately, as I read the whole volume, uh, pieces of the puzzle started to fall into place with some backstories, short snippets, flashbacks, and all that. And they didn't explain everything, but enough for me as a new reader to pick up as I read along the stories. So there is one arch nemesis from the green that is kind of haunting her, in the sense that she is trying to get revenge on this arch nemesis, and she achieved what she set out um, to do at the end of issue 6, which opens up new possibilities of her uh, doing new stories in the volume 2, which I do have but have not read it yet. So watch out
Oh,
for a quick review.
so does that mean if you just get volume 1, and even though you might want to read more, you can end it there?
Yes, because that arc is finished. Um, as far as
Okay,
as
that's
far as
pretty
I
cool.
know, yeah.
Hang on,
Yeah.
we have
So
breaking news.
what do we have?
It is this guy.
Hey!
Sorry, I'm late, but I was having dinner and I brought beer. Cheers.
Well,
Drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
didn't bring it for everyone, did you?
Apparently not.
Well,
Right,
Sharif
so
won't have this, so it's just between you guys. You have to fight over it.
yeah. So as I said, I'll be jumping on to volume 2. This is unethical consumption. Um, yeah. So it has Harley on it because I am hoping that she gets some closure with Harley. She so Ivy wrote Harley a sort of a apology, I'm sorry letter to her, and um, it had it had her to tears, and they asked her to resolve. Ooh,
Can someone just have a truck go through their lounge room?
Yeah, I don't know who that was. Anyway, it's gone.
right. Yeah. So I'm hoping they get to resolve the stuff that's happening between them before. Um, Fingers crossed. Let you know in the next video.
You got more?
Done.
All right. I'm going to take myself off big because I don't have anything to actually show because, as I said in the last month or the last time, I'm still reading X-Men, New Mutants, X Factor, and that's it at the moment. Soon I'm going to be adding Excalibur and Wolverine. So I thought I'd talk about I'm looking at my Marvel Unlimited. I thought I'd talk about the books I've been reading, other than X-Men, because I'm still keeping up with all the new stuff. Ultimate Wolverine. Byron, have you read any of that? I know these two wouldn't have.
I haven't read any of the Ultimate stuff yet.
Okay. It's not bad. It's not bad. I'm enjoying it. I'm
hearing mixed things.
Yeah, it's nothing that's that original, but
Yeah, I
I'm
think
enjoying it.
people's problem is it's a normal X-Men story. Like, you could find it in 616, people are saying.
Yeah, that's right. Amazing Spider-Man. I'm up to issue 5 of the newest run, with Hobgoblin coming back. This starts off with Rhino having a heart attack and Spider-Man going to see him. Well, sorry, Rhino's rampaging, and as Spider-Man goes to stop him, Rhino has a heart attack, and he finds out that it's because of these colas that the Rhino's been drinking, and it's the Hobgoblin putting these poisons in the colas and trying to get people addicted and all of that. But that's just in the first issue. There's obviously a lot more that happens after that. So it's okay. It's nothing, revelational or is that a word? Or
It is now.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's not horrible, but
I think the stuff that got put in the colas, especially when with the Rhino drinking it, kind of got him horny.
Daredevil finally stopped his what was it, like 20-issue arc that I don't think many people were enjoying, and it was him fighting the 7 deadly sins. Yeah, is that right? Yeah, that's right. And they were the 7 deadly sins were possessing people in Matt Murdock's life, and one of the ones that got possessed was the Kingpin, which resulted in, this is the only good part of the 20-issue arc. The Kingpin, something happened to him when he got possessed by greed or whichever one it was. That by the end of it, when he gets exercised, he's praying for God, and he's like a scared little boy, and he's like, I repent all of my sins, and and Daredevil's like, I don't know if I should like try to stop that, because that's not Wilson Fisk, or if I should just be like whatever. But anyway, so that leads to the new arc, which is very, very overdue, and it is these mushroom spores are like popping up over the city, and they're controlling people and whatnot, and it's really, really gross. And Matt finds this. First of all, Matt goes back to his black costume from the 90s that people like myself love. Most people don't like it. Anyway, he finds this new baddie that's like made out of fungus and mushrooms, and it's but it's good. I'm liking it. You just like Matt's like punching him, and it's like the Sandman. You know what I mean? Like he can't really do anything, but like all this mushroom like comes out. You're like, oh, and then like some attaches it to Matt, and it goes in his skin, and you're like, oh, Doctor Strange of Asgard. I'm up to number 4. This is where Stephen Strange, after Doom has taken his role as Sorcerer Supreme, he has gone to Asgard and said, hey, can I be like a magician for you guys? And what is that sound? And I think I was going to mute that yeah, maybe. And then while he's there, somebody dies, and it gets fully framed work on Stephen Strange. So Stephen has to go through Asgard trying to clear his name while also trying to figure out who the real murderer is. All new Venom. I'm up to issue number 7. We well and truly know who the all new Venom is now. And it's plodding along. It's plodding along. I do appreciate the way they have explained Mary Jane and the symbiote not choosing to be together, but they have to be together, otherwise they're both going to die. I find that cool.
That's interesting.
I doubt that's going to last. And Eddie Brock will get Venom once again.
Doesn't sound like there's much happening, and doesn't excite you.
Yeah, no, it's not. I mean, like for the first 5 issues or so, it was who is Venom, you know. And now, you know, I don't know. I mean, you know, I'm not hating it, but I'm not loving it either.
Is it enough for you to still continue?
Of course, it's Venom.
Silly question.
I'm sorry.
Silly question. What were you thinking?
I'm never stop reading Venom. Next up, we have the J. Michael Straczynski. I think it was 6 one-shots where it was like Doctor Doom and Rocket Raccoon and whatnot. There's still 1 issue left for me to read, but the one that I just read was Ghost Rider versus Galactus. And this didn't go where I thought it was going to go. Ghost Rider, yeah, man, he's a lot more powerful than I thought. And apparently, if he wants to lay the smackdown on Galactus, he can do it. So that's all I'll say about it. But yeah, we then have the new Marvel Knights, The World to Come. I read the first issue of that. I don't know yet. I think this may be one to read in one go, like in a collection, maybe not one per month, because the first issue was like a lot of, you know, telling you where you are in the world, what's happened. Yeah. So I don't know how to feel about it, but it's pretty much just a Black Panther story. So yeah, we'll see how that is. We have Helverine. I am up to issue number 7, and I've been loving Helverine. I think it's been great. It's a shame that it's been cancelled. Pardon me.
Hang on, it's been cancelled.
Issue 10's the last one.
That's a real surprise because all reports and what you've just said yourself, mate, is it's been really good. I mean, they brought out, you know, you got your action figure from it as well. I mean, why would, I don't know, that just kind of makes sense that they don't, or it doesn't make sense that they've cancelled it.
Money's money, mate, you know, and when Marvel are pumping out so many books, they're going to cut off the lower 20 or so.
They even got rid of West Coast Avengers.
Yep.
Wow, that's a real surprise.
Red Hulk, I'm up to issue number 5. Now, this I mentioned, I think, last time, where I don't understand how General Ross is alive and how he's back to being Red Hulk. It just, like, they still haven't explained it, and they're not even treating it like it's a mystery. So I'm fairly positive now I've just missed something in his history. He's somehow come back after he died, and I never saw it because it makes sense.
he was dead during Immortal Hulk. I think he died in Captain America by Coates, and then so you're saying
I just don't remember him coming back.
They don't show him coming back.
Well, I'm not saying they don't. It's just I'm surprised that I don't know about it.
Yeah.
You'd think that'd be something I'd know about. Unless it was in a run, for argument's sake, let's say Immortal Hulk, but no one ever really talked about it. That's possible.
No, he didn't come back in
that. We have Storm. I'm up to issue number 9. That is going strong. And that's a great read. I'm really, really enjoying it. Storm is you know, pretty much a goddess now of the weather, and she's just freaking amazing. Absolutely amazing. What else? Oh yeah. So sorry, I didn't finish Red Hulk. So Red Hulk, it's predominantly a One World Under Doom story, but if you never respected General Ross before, and you have plenty of reasons not to, once you get to about issue 4 or so, you're going to really respect this guy, because I'm telling you, man, he's a machine. Like he's got maps and drop points and pickups and all in his head, you know, and he's is just incredible, man. And all of that in a Hulk body as well. So it makes a good story, and I'm really enjoying it. And there's other issues that I can talk about, but I'll leave it there. Where I'm up to in the X-Men reading order at the moment is I am up to the mini-series of X-Men versus Avengers, which is where Reed Richards wants to help decorporalize Kitty Pryde, because after the murder of all the mutants in the Morlock tunnels, Kitty Pryde, you can't touch her; she's just phasing constantly, and it starts a little bit of an argument between the X-Men and the Avengers. Up to Uncanny X-Men 220, New Mutants 55, and X Factor number 18.
With all of the X-Men stuff that you've been reading, do you find yourself getting confused between story arcs between the series?
No, because when you do read it in the proper reading order, they're so connected, man. I really don't don't get me wrong. You could read just X-Men, just X Factor, or just New Mutants without any of the others if you wanted to. But so many characters cross over. There are so many characters that get their origin stories in New Mutants and then become big characters later in X-Men. They really just work.
I have a
sorry.
Would you say the connectedness of the old X-Men stuff is very similar to Krakoa? Or do you think it's actually more connected than Krakoa?
I think it might be a little more than connected, but definitely not as intense. You know what I mean?
Because Crow, I think, is less connected from what I can see, but there's a lot more series to swap between.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot in Krakoa that you can read on its own, and you don't need to read others. But X Factor, for example, are the original X-Men that go out and pretend to be a mutant hunting squad to save mutants. And so, why, if you're reading X-Men, why wouldn't you be reading X Factor? Yeah. And New Mutants, because they're the young team at the school, they're always popping in and out of both books, and same with the other ones in those. It'll be interesting to see how interconnected they all are once Excalibur comes on board, because that's obviously, from what I know, set in England. I still don't know how that team gets created, or why Nightcrawler, Colossus, Kitty Pryde all leave and make Excalibur. So I'm looking forward to all of that.
Yeah. So are you up to
an international team?
Yeah, British.
Are you up to any of the events?
You got sorry, mate. Colossus is Russian. You've got Nightcrawler, who's German. So maybe they're based in England, but it's an international kind of team without calling them an international team. That makes sense.
Well, when they brought in the new team of Uncanny X-Men, that was what they wanted to do. They got the Russian, the Canadian. What else is there? I've got the German. Irish with Banshee. So yeah, they wanted it to be more global. All right, Byron.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I'll talk about my digital stuff first. So on the DC Infinite app, I read Batman Contagion, which was about 10 to 15 issues, and is a crossover between a Batman, Shadow of the Bat, Detective Comics, Catwoman, Azrael, and Robin. And it was about a plague that hit Gotham and was killing a lot of people. And then obviously they figure out how to stop it. They save the day. And then it goes into Road to Legacy,
Yeah.
which I've read, which kind of is just some story that segues in from Contagion into Legacy, because you find out the plague is back or it never left. The cure just suppressed it temporarily. So I haven't read Legacy yet, but once I do that, after Legacy, you go into Cataclysm and No Man's Land and all that. So I'm looking forward to get into that stuff.
How'd you feel about reading stories that came out before you were born?
I used to struggle with like older stuff, but I think my cutoff is like mid 90s because this stuff was really good to read.
Yeah.
I've also read
that whole era of Batman. I'm looking forward to reading one day.
I also read I've got up to issue 2 of New History of the DC Universe by Mark Waid, which is really fun. Issue 3 of Mr. Terrific Year 1. That is a really fun story, and definitely check that one out. I'm also really liking The Last Halloween by Jeff Loeb.
The Last Halloween.
Batman: The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that, actually? Like, what's the storyline? I actually don't know.
So it takes place after Dark Victory, and it involves Two-Face, and you've got Gilda, who is gone a bit cuckoo, and then Gilda, Dent's wife, Harvey's wife.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Smile and wait,
And-
boys.
Yeah. And yeah, it's actually really good. Like every issue is a different artist, and each cover is unused art by Tim Sale because he did all his original Batman stories with Loeb.
Mm.
But what's it got
So,
to
yeah.
do? The Long Halloween.
It's a sequel.
So he comes back.
Who comes back?
The main end. It's been years since I've read it. Who was the bad guy in that?
The killer, which was the Hangman? No, the Hangman was the second book. The Falcones, Alberto Falcone.
Oh, right.
was-
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
what
it
I was
involves-
trying to get at is that, like, like with Hush, then you have Hush 2 because Hush comes back. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I was trying to
no,
get.
very, very. It's not like that, but the Falcones do come back, and it continues that story with the family coming in from into Gotham and like, continuing that, like, wanting revenge or avenge their their dead family and all that. For Marvel, I read a few runs. I read Iron Man by Cantwell, which Bo does not like. I thought it was solid. I don't really like the whole 20 issues for one arc idea. Like a lot of it was just spent on Korvac, and it just felt pretty dragged, to be honest. And a lot of it was a Hellcat book as well, which was weird. She seems so random of a character, but what can you do? And then I
actually don't mind Hellcat. I've got to be honest.
Yeah, well, she was a nice love interest, I guess, to Tony.
Yeah, every time I've seen her or read her, I found her a good character.
I then read Thor by Donny Cates. Very mixed run. I really enjoyed it. I thought the art was really good. I'm still mind blown about the whole what's his name? Donald Blake.
Dude,
And him like going evil, and I'm like, whoa!
How amazing was that?
That was so dark, like,
dude. That
damn.
was so dark.
That was good.
I gotta unwrap mine and start reading that, man.
Dude,
Like,
Donald Blake. Steve, do you know who that is? Yeah,
I do, mate. The original. Yep.
and it's like
he comes back and cracks the shits.
his mind like broke, and he's like, because whenever he gets put back into Thor or whatever, he's in this world. He thinks he's a normal doctor, this and that, and then he realizes he's just a backup or whatever in Thor's brain or some shit. And then he like slaughters this entire fake world that he's been living in, and there's like this massive dead dragon that he's killed. That's like a really big Asgardian mythology dragon or something. And it's like, what the fuck? This guy's crazy.
Okay, I remember
yeah.
as a doctor slamming his cane on the ground when I was a kid, being the good guy. But this sounds like
He's
crazy.
slamming bodies on the ground now. He's slamming bodies on the ground.
You felt so sorry for him because the poor guy never asked to live this life. Thor keeps trapping him away. And as Byron said, imagine going to this perfect life and then you keep getting ripped out of it all the time.
And I think every time his memory was erased to make him so he wasn't aware of it. But I think something happened and it made him aware. And yeah.
And then at the end, what they did to him once they caught him, his fate.
Spoilers. Well, Loki makes him the god of lies. His old job as the god of mischief and lies and all that. So he spends the rest of his life lying down with, I think, a snake dropping venom into his eyes. And that's just what he does for eternity.
Hey, no,
that's what Odin did to Loki once upon a time. So
yeah, but it's weird because in the last arc that Cates did, it kept swapping back between what Thor was going on with and him lying down and it looked like he was going to break out and escape. But then the accident happens, and Cates didn't get to continue that plotline that he was setting up. So then a different writer came in and then did this Thanos arc. I can't lie, I lost interest. It's just a bit lackluster after everything Cates was doing. But what can you do, And then for ongoings, I've read 2 issues of Predator vs. Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
That one's really fun. Probably my favorite of the 3 Predator vs. that Marvel have done.
I'm glad they haven't held back on the violence in that either, which I thought they may have.
Yeah, all the skinned bodies and shit. Fucking hell. I've done 2 issues of Daredevil Cold Day in Hell. That's really good. I've been doing a lot of the Godzilla stuff. So I've done a lot of the Godzilla verse one-shots. They're all pretty average, nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the JMS one-shots. I haven't read the latest one, the Ghost Rider one yet, but I look forward to it. I think my favorite was the Doctor Doom and Rocket Raccoon and Captain American Volstagg.
I'm curious about the next one, which is Spider-Man versus the Sinister 16.
That one should be really good because JMS and Spider-Man is perfect mix. All right, but now I'm going to talk physical. We've got Krakoa. So I'm just showing these 2 because this is the start of Krakoa, House of X, Powers of X. And X of Swords. I think I did it the wrong way.
It's all right. You're amongst friends.
And this is the first big crossover between all the series. There was about 22 issues, I think, in this.
But you're reading the in between, aren't you?
Yeah, I've read a lot of the series in between. So I'm following X-Men, Marauders, Cable, Hellions, Wolverine, X-Force,
Mm.
Sword. I think I'm reading everything except Excalibur and New Mutants.
Okay.
I'm really liking Wolverine and X-Force. That stuff is really good. I've heard that those two runs you could probably read straight, separate from Krakoa, and still get like a complete story as well.
I don't blame you for skipping Excalibur. I didn't really like that. But why New Mutants?
I just don't care for those characters. I haven't read anything of them, like, and they don't seem that connected to the rest of Krakoa.
Fair
Like
enough.
they seem to be doing their own stories and all that. But then we got 2 omnibuses for
I'd love to
Marvel.
back that up with an argument, but I don't remember.
Yeah, good. Then we got Hulk by Cates and Otley. So I read this once I got to the crossover between Thor and Hulk in the Thor run. I read this. This was actually a really fun read.
Oh, okay.
I really enjoyed this. So Hulk or Bruce Banner, he's made the suit where Hulk is kind of like a spaceship. So when he wants the Hulk to go stronger, he'll, get the lever, up the power, and then Hulk's in this engine room, and every time he goes up levels, he's fighting a bigger and bigger threat, and Hulk's, fighting machine. So as Hulk fights a bigger and bigger threat, he's, angrier, fighting more. Hulk's physical body that Banner's controlling in the spaceship in the brain is also getting stronger, and it's totally fucking wild. But it was really fun actually, and then I also really liked the crossover between Hulk and Thor.
Hmm.
I think
It was a
it
hell of a
honestly, yeah. And then spoilers: Thor becomes Hulk,
What?
and then they fight again. Like he gets infected by Gamma, and then just becomes a green monster.
So essentially, he became Thulk.
Thulk, yeah.
or maybe not.
Oh,
We'll go with folk.
We'll go with Thulk. Yeah. But if you read both those runs, the event, I think the crossover definitely impacts the Hulk run a lot more than the Thor run, because the crossover also goes into an incident that Bruce was involved in that took place before the run started, and is
Yeah.
what caused him to build that thing and then go into space. So yeah, just to keep that in mind. Next, this is a pretty controversial book. Ultimate Comics Avengers by Mark Miller. So it
Why are you
collects.
laughing? Why are you laughing? What's controversial about it?
No, just a lot of people hate it. Like, I don't like
Oh.
it.
Oh, okay.
Well, more specifically, people don't like the third mini, because this gets 4 6-issue minis.
Hmm.
People don't like the third one, which involves Blade.
I don't
But
remember
I found it pretty funny because of how stupid it was.
it. Why?
You don't
It's
normally
Like,
appreciate
for example, the first issue or second issue, the first issue, they've set up this new kid who gets blind, and then Stick finds him and trains him, and it's a new Daredevil, because Matt Murdock died in Ultimatum, I think. So you've got this new Daredevil who's being trained, and then him and Stick have been killed and turned into vampires. Like they get set up just to get offed straight away.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
good.
Yeah,
You wouldn't see that coming.
yeah, it was very surprising. So, and then you've got Hulk. Well, not Bruce Banner Hulk. They've made a clone of Hulk with the brain of Bruce, and then he's been turned into a vampire, and then he ends up lead.
What?
So, no, the thing is, so the vampires have all come from the whole world because they've been united by this one guy who's went from bottom to the top of the ladder. He's united all the vampires, made the plan to get all the heroes. Just for Hulk, one page, bah, and just knock his head off and kill the leader, and then he becomes the leader. So it's just all this build up and this and that just for a stupid thing to happen, and then you just move on. And I can't lie, I don't know how I feel about the artwork as well. It's you guys probably know him, Steve Dillon.
Oh, yeah.
Not the best art style in my opinion, but it is what it is.
Wasn't he on?
Yeah, a lot of people love him. Yeah, he's all right.
Was
Yeah.
he on Punisher?
Punisher Max by
Punisher
Aaron.
I don't mind him on that.
Yeah, that one was alright. I think the writing, I guess, affects it as well. But the other minis in this book are really good. The first one deals with Red Skull, who is Captain America's son. And he's got like a cross on his forehead or
Yeah, I
whatever.
remember reading that. That was a pretty cool twist.
And he just looks really ugly. Compared to, like, I don't know how they made Red Skull even uglier than normal.
Ooh, Red Lantern.
Red Lantern.
The second mini was also really good as well. It was about Punisher, and they got him to help them hunt down Ghost Rider.
Hmm.
So we finally got those ultimate versions of those characters. And because as you can see, that they actually made it work pretty well in the story. Punisher goes around killing people for his family. Ghost Rider kills people that have sinned. Well, does Punisher get punished? Does Punisher get punished for his sins of killing all these bad guys, or does he get it let off the hook because he's doing it for good reasons? And then you have this whole moral debate, and I thought that it was actually really interesting. And it was a pretty good idea that they explored.
Yeah.
And then the fourth mini kind of ties everything together, all the characters from all the minis and stuff. Ultimate Comics Avengers versus New Ultimates. And yeah, you've got all the Ultimates team. You got your Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, versus the Avengers, which is Hawkeye and Blade, Punisher, Black Widow, all the more mercenary types. And this story also takes place during Death of Spider-Man, and this is when Punisher shoots him, Peter, after he pushes Captain America out of the way, which leads to the Ultimates ditching Spider-Man after the bridge collapses and he's there shot. He has to then go back home, fight the Sinister Six on his own, and then die fighting Green Goblin. It's pretty annoying, but what can you do?
Tragedy.
Annoying.
This is sad. Like, Ultimate Captain America, you just want to bitch slap him. He is a total C word.
Coward.
Then I've coward.
Yes, that's the word.
That
That's
big
the
A on his forehead. That's all.
Yeah, asshole.
I
That's
think
right.
A stands for asshole. Yes, it does. Then I've got just 2 compact editions for DC I've read. Batwoman Elegy
That's a good read.
by Greg Rucka, J.H. Williams III. This was a fun book, yeah. The artwork, though, in this format was a bit difficult to follow, I will admit.
It is, yeah.
But
is a little.
it looked nice.
There you go.
Like,
Part of the DC collection.
yeah.
Yeah, like, it was a good story. Like, because I didn't know
It
much
was a
about
good
it myself. And
yeah.
when I read it, I'm like, that's actually like really cool.
Well, I think this is her first story. I think
Hmm.
she appeared. I think her first introduction was in 52, the
Yes, it was.
weekly event, and then which Greg Rucka contributed to, and then it spins off into this.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think for an introduction of a new Bat family member, it did a pretty good job. This one, I think I enjoyed a bit more. The Authority, Relentless. Brian Ellis, Brian Hitch artwork is amazing. I really like his art style. Very cinematic feeling, like you're watching a movie. So it's the first 12 issues, and then you get like a planetary crossover one shot, and then that's about it. But it's so the 12 issues, it's split into 3 4-issue arcs. I think if I had to rate the arcs, I'd probably do the third one, first one, second one. I think the middle was the weakest point.
What do you think of the characters out of the Authority?
The characters, they don't go too into depth about them and their specific abilities and stuff, but you kind of pick up when you're reading it. Oh, this person does this person does that. I definitely like the duo between
Midnighter,
Midnighter and
his boyfriend,
yeah,
the sun guy.
Yeah, his gay lover.
Sunfire, is it?
No, I've honestly I'm not good with the names in this.
No,
book.
but you're right though. The relationship between those two characters is just so beautiful, and I don't know about you, but by the time I ended up finishing the omnibus, I just loved all of these characters.
Yeah, well, I guess it was a bit hard because I feel like I'm only getting like a small sample of the run because it's only the first 12 issues. But it was a good start, and it was cool also seeing the engineer and what character the character from Superman was from. Very different version in Superman, but
yeah.
But it definitely has me thinking, like, if they did this in the DC universe, I think they're gonna honestly change a few of the members. Like, you have a girl with the wings. Yeah, they're gonna get rid of her and just add Hawkgirl in it, I assume. I don't think they want to.
So
with this, it's hard with a cinematic universe. You don't really want to do so many
I'm
of
really
the same
curious to see
kind.
how they do Hawkspawn, the guy that like he
Oh, in the suit, he
jumps around the
travels
city.
through cities. Yeah.
Yeah, and he when he leaves the city, he gets unwell, and such a fascinating character.
Yeah, so his power is like talking through cities or whatever. It's really interesting. Then you got a magic guy. I think he calls upon his magic from like these gods or whatever. And then you've got Jenny Sparks, who I actually really liked as well. She's got like electric based powers, I think. I didn't know she was the leader of the team.
Yeah.
She was really good. She rallied them all up. She fucking did some crazy power moves, and like I think she was the one to take down a lot of the bad guys at the end. I was really impressed by that character.
Yep.
But
you don't Jenny Sparks, mate.
Apollo. That's his name.
Apollo.
Apollo and Midnighter. Midnighter, not like Batman at all. I think he's got some level of superhuman strength and all that. So, but it also was really funny. He was like, "Oh no, yeah, he does. He can see the future and like what moves you're gonna make."
Yeah, that's right.
So he has like some really good dialogue. Like, I just saw all your moves. It's like super dark and edgy.
Yeah.
And Apollo, I mean, he's powerful, but he's not. He's very different to Superman. I don't think he's even capable. He's aware of what he can do. He just gets told to do something, and he's like, "I'll try it out. I'll try it out," which was pretty funny as well. But yeah, that is about it for me. I think I've gone on way too long.
You're all good. All right, now we'll just go wait to Steve.
Who's just
Anyway. All right, so before we talk about what I've read, let's have a look at what comic book... Can't even English.
Comic Bookaroo, proud sponsors of Aussieverse for all your comic book needs. Graphic novels, hardcovers, omnibuses, single issues. Don't forget to pre-order every Sunday at Comic Bookaroo.
That's right, Comic Bookaroo, Australia's #1 online retailer. Not Comic Bookaroo, as I said. They're actually called Comic Bookaroo. Check them out. Buy some stuff, support the locals.
That's it, mate.
Cool. That's it. All right. Thanks, guys.
Steve, have you not read anything?
Look, I'm going to be absolutely honest with you guys. I've read a bit of one thing. I'm starting another thing tomorrow morning with my Sunday reads with single issues, Steve. So I'll talk about that super quickly. But NFL season's just started. AFL finals are on. And I've discovered a really awesome new game on the PlayStation called War Thunder, which where you can fly planes from World War I, World War II, ships, and also tanks as well. It's good fun. Anyway, we won't talk about games. We'll talk about books. So, what have I read? So, I have just recently got about halfway through this one.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know this is Sharif's GL, so I don't actually know a lot about Kyle Rayner. So for me to actually learn a bit about him was kind of cool. So I've had a bit of a flick forward, and there's, Supergirl puts in an appearance. Also, you've got Kid Flashes in here too. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they come into the story. And you've got Hal Jordan's in here as well. My favourite. It's a really cool read. I'm not fully into it yet. I'm only, what am I up to? I'm only about 190 pages into it, so still early stages. I'm still learning a lot about Kyle. So that's been a good little read, and thank you, Sharif, for that recommendation as well. And what I'm getting stuck into tomorrow is this bad boy.
Wait a minute, you're reading it after you've already made the review of it.
I've actually got it. Shut up. I've got it here somewhere in here in trades. So blow me.
How long do you estimate? How long do you estimate it to take you to read the whole Omni?
I would like to get it done within a week and a half, 2 weeks max.
Yeah, okay. That's doable, I think.
That's doable. If I do read a little bit every day, rather than, let's say, doing any studies or anything, this can be my study, and it's more interesting than what I've maybe studied before. But I'm very excited to actually read it end to end, as I said before in the review as well. I haven't actually finished the full Red Lantern story, so it's going to be really cool to see how it all unfolds at the end. So, yeah, as I said, not a lot of reading. There's a lot of stuff I bought, which is still in plastic, and I haven't read that yet. So I've got a bit of catching up to do. So, yeah, but the Kyle Lantern, so I can't even English. The Kyle Rayner Green Lantern one It's been good so far, and I'm looking forward to really getting stuck into that.
Is that Kyle compendium the first time you're reading about how Kyle got his Green Lantern stuff? What did you think of how the writers made Hal out to be, and eventually how Kyle got his ring?
It was kind of a different take on it, and I didn't actually mind that. Look, I'm still sort of in the early stages of that little bit, which is kind of cool. But just I just love how he's a completely different character from Hal Jordan and what I know, and John Stewart as well. I've obviously read a bit about Hal and John first before I sort of got into Kyle, but I just like his whole different take, the artist in him and what he does with his constructs, and it's very, very different from what the other guys do. And it just seems to, what's the best way to describe him? I wouldn't say, definitely creative. I'm not going to say grounded. I think he's a bit more sort of well-rounded than maybe the other guys that I talked about, if that makes sense. I like what he does.
I enjoyed his character in Morrison's Justice League. But I have... Oh, you go, Bo.
Oh, I was going to ask, does this run have that incident with his girlfriend in the fridge?
Yes. Yes, it does.
I haven't read that.
I know people don't like that.
I don't blame them.
Yeah, it's pretty full on. It's pretty full on.
And
I also was having this.
What you? Sorry. Go.
No, you go.
I was saying. To add on what you mentioned about his involvement in JLA, I found it refreshing as well because he feels like he's the newest hero in DC, and he's thrust into this position of the Green Lantern of the Justice League, where there's supposed to be a Justice League. There's supposed to be a GL in the JLA, but he's the newbie, and he feels like he's got big shoes to fill. So to see his character build and grow between him getting his ring and to be thrust in this pantheon of heroes, he felt that he had something to prove. And Flash at that time, Wally became his like buddy and said, dude, you've got this. And with the heroes, those with those calibers, they've got his back.
He's very much like the new kid at a school. Like, he's come in, there's a lot of established relationships and things, and he's trying to find his way while sort of also proving himself at the same time that he should be there. Yeah, but no, he's a cool character. I really like it.
Up to that point, was it only the Hal Jordan in the Justice League?
Great question, mate. Great question.
I think Guy Gardner was in International.
Yeah, I think just talking standard JL, it was Hal first. Yeah.
Yeah. Did Kyle become Jill when Hal was becoming Parallax, and that big villain with the gray hair and all that? Was that the same period?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was.
I was having
crossed over, mate, but yeah, it's around that same period. Yeah.
Because I was having a discussion with a group of people about legacy heroes and how Kyle was kind of the legacy hero to Hal Jordan, but then when Hal Jordan gets reintroduced by Jeff Johns, Kyle Rayner kind of gets mad cockblocked from the early 2000s onwards till now, and he's like super unknown. I don't see him anywhere.
When Green Lantern came out, I hated it. I wanted to hate it because they're putting Hell back into the number one spot, and like I said, they're sidelining Kyle. I hated it, but I also loved it because it was so good.
The thing I also find really interesting about the Earth lanterns, I mean, it's obviously if another lantern out there dies, the ring flies off to find another one. But for some reason, we've got multiple Earth lanterns at the same time. It's just really different to everywhere else in the universe.
I think there's 8 of them, 8 human lanterns. Because you got Kyle, Hal, Guy, John, Joe from Far Sector.
Yeah.
You're
talking about all concurrently at the same time?
Yeah, I think then you got the 2 from Justice League 52, Jessica and Simon. Then didn't you say how there's a new kid one?
Yeah. What's her name?
Young girl.
Where is she?
She was in. It was after the rebirth stuff. Yeah.
That's her there. Yep. Yeah.
So you got 8 human lanterns.
Yep. Well, don't forget you've also got Alan Scott as well, like the original Green Lantern.
Does he count as a? You've never seen him go to Oa and hang out with the Guardians, and
that might be another
ring with them.
That's a whole
does he count? It's so confusing with that, but
yeah, like you think he disappears, and all of a sudden he's back, and he's been behind the scenes for ages. And it's just it's just interesting. Yeah, there's more than one Earth Lantern at any time, which is I like it, but it's really good.
If you try to get rid of any of them, you're always going to have, because every character has that fan base. You get rid of one of them, you're going to have a lot of uproar about it.
Yeah, most definitely.
They kind of dug themselves in a hole.
I say kill one.
Kill one? Who would you kill? Who would you
kill? Who would you kill?
Probably Baz, because I've never read him.
So you don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I think him and Jessica can go.
No, I didn't mind Jessica. I read a bit of Jessica.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah, Baz.
I know, but since there's 8, let's say you have to pick 2
intergalactic fights.
Since there's 8 of them, you can only have 2 of them alive. Which 2 are you picking to keep?
Oh, that's easily. Hal and Guy.
Hal and John. Hal and John.
Hal and Guy.
Guy.
Oh, both massive Guy fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't read him. I'm more John fan.
You got to read Guy, mate. Guy's awesome.
Anyway, this has been what we read, not Green Lantern, so we're going.
All right.
And that's what we've read for August.
Thank you for joining us. We'll be back soon.
What is Aussieverse?
Always.
Wait, my bad.